Once upon a time, Emeka was a young man bustling with youthful energy. He was very handsome, smart, intelligent, and someone that everybody wanted to be around. Born and brought up in the village, Emeka was committed to helping his parents and family, doing all the chores expected of both males and females in a traditional African society. He cooked all manner of foods and delicacies, did all the dishes, fetched water from the river, collected firewood, and also cultivated all their farmlands. Everybody spoke well of Emeka. Emeka also excelled academically. He passed and aced all his papers and gained admission to the university. At the university, Emeka met Uju, who was in the same level with him. They fell in love, and it was love at first sight. Emeka and Uju became the envy of the whole faculty and the institution in general. Everybody knew about them and often spoke about them in groups and at different occasions. After 1 year of dating Uju became pregnant, which was a very difficult moment for both of them. Given their deep religious background and belief in the sanctity of life, they both agreed to keep the baby and vowed to do their best in raising the child and giving him all the best things in life. However, their families on their part were disappointed and refused to give them any support in dealing with the situation. After Uju gave birth to the baby, she became withdrawn and inaccessible to Emeka. Emeka tried everything he could do to support her, but she seemed distant. She changed all her phone numbers and severed every communication with Emeka. She also stopped attending lectures and moved out of the city. Emeka did not know where she went to. One day, Emeka received a call from Uju telling him that she was in town and would like to see him. Emeka was very happy and elated, and he did everything he could to see her. The thought of seeing Uju again was so reassuring, and Emeka also was happy in anticipation of seeing his son. When Uju visited, Emeka welcomed her and embraced the baby. They went to one eatery where they were sitting down to have lunch and then discuss on the way forward. While they were about to order the food, Uju excused herself to take a call outside. Uju went outside to answer the call and disappeared into the thin air and never returned. Emeka started looking for her and searched for her everywhere but could not find her. He asked the people around if they saw her. Well, some people saw her boarding a vehicle that was going to the city. Emeka did not know what was going on and was left all alone as a student to raise a baby who was just about 6 months old. Without the support of his parents, Emeka started taking care of the baby alone while still attending school. It was a very difficult moment in his life. Emeka's classmates rallied around him, taking turns babysitting the child so that he could attend lectures too. Emeka named his son Kayla. He sometimes attended classes with the baby and was laughed at, and some people made fun of him, especially some of his classmates and fellow students. Some, on the other side too, looked at him admirably. They envied his ability to cope with the challenge that life brought upon him. When Emeka graduated, he moved to the city and started a job where he earned a lot of money, and he single-handedly raised his son Kayla. Emeka and Kayla became very close and did everything together. Emeka loved Kayla so much that he gave him everything he desired as a son. They watched games together, went to the movies together, and had memorable times as father and son could. Their relationship could best be described as that of best friends, One day, Emeka was at the supermarket and spotted a gorgeous-looking woman to whom he was attracted. The conversation was good, and they exchanged pleasantries and contacts and started seeing each other. Emeka was open to her about his life and the fact that he has a son, and she didn't have any issue at all with it. The new development, however, did not sit well with Kayla, who felt that Ngozi would interfere with his long relationship with his father. Kayla became jealous. Learning that his father was getting into a relationship with another woman infuriated Kayla. He became very angry and upset with his father and Ngozi. Each time Ngozi visited, Kayla was hostile and refused to welcome her into their home. But he pretended to Emeka that all was well. Emeka eventually went ahead, performed the marital rites, and married Ngozi, and they began to live together as husband and wife. During the marriage, Kayla became even much more indignant towards Ngozi. He made himself inaccessible and created a hostile and toxic atmosphere for Ngozi in the house. One day, Ngozi prepared a meal for the family. While preparing the meal, Ngozi invited Kayla to join and support her in the kitchen, but Kayla ignored her. When Ngozi was done, she served the food and invited everyone to the table to come and dine with her. Emeka reluctantly joined. As they were eating, Ngozi tried to start a conversation and narrated how she learned a skill that eventually helped her while she was doing her NYSC, and advised Kayla to try the same and at least learn a skill while waiting for the call-up letter for his National Youth Service. This advice, however, didn't sit well with Kayla. He was very angry with Ngozi and spoke to her rudely in the presence of everyone. He told her to keep quiet and mind her business, and that she wasn't his mother and not in a position to advise him. Ngozi felt very bad about this, but kept quiet. Well, Emeka, being the man of the house, on hearing this, got offended too and asked Kayla to apologize to Ngozi immediately. Kayla refused to apologize and told Ngozi to mind her business and not meddle in their family affairs. Kayla then stood up and walked out of the dining room to his room. Emeka followed him immediately to his room and insisted that Kayla apologizes to Ngozi, but Kayla still refused and shouted at everybody, which led Emeka to raise his hand and beat him up. In the following days, Kayla became highly infuriated. He refused to speak to anyone nor eat any of the food that were prepared in the house. He went on a hunger strike and relied only on snacks that he bought from the groceries. Emeka felt torn between his love for his son and desire to build a future with Ngozi. He decided to have a serious talk with Kayla. He went to Kayla's room and knocked on the door. After a few moments of silence, Kayla reluctantly opened the door. "Kayla, we need to talk," Emeka said softly. Stepping into his room, Kayla sat on the edge of the bed looking down at his hand. "I don't like her, Dad. She's trying to change everything. She's meddling with our affairs, and she's trying to advise me like my mother when she is not." Emeka sighed and sat behind him. "Kayla, I understand this is difficult for you, but Ngozi is important to me, and I want to build a life with her. She is not trying to take your place in my life or change our family. She just wants to be a part of it. I love you, and I love her too, and you need to understand this and make this home comfortable for all of us." Kayla was still adamant and demanded that his dad apologize to him for beating him up because of a woman. Emeka refused and asked him to mind his language and find a better way to address his wife. Still, Kayla refused to eat any food that was made in the house and continued eating only snacks. He refused to speak a word to Ngozi. Ngozi often complained to Emeka about Kayla's behavior, but Emeka felt helpless. On another occasion, Emeka accused Ngozi of plotting to engineer him to send his son away from their home and vowed never to agree to such an evil plan. Ngozi did not give up on trying to mend fences with Kayla. However, Kayla had a mind of his own and vowed never to forgive Ngozi for engineering a rift between him and his father. The next few weeks were challenging as everybody tried to navigate their new family dynamics. Ngozi made an effort to give Kayla space while showing him kindness and understanding. One weekend, Emeka planned a family trip to a nearby resort, hoping it would help them bond. They spent the days exploring the area, playing games and sharing meals. Slowly, the tension between Kayla and Ngozi began to ease. On the last evening of the trip, as they sat around a campfire, Kayla finally opened up to Ngozi. "I am sorry for how I treated you. I just didn't know how to handle all of this." Ngozi smiled warmly. "I understand, Kayla. Change is never easy, but I am here to help you and I want us to be friends." Kayla nodded, feeling a sense of relief. "Thanks, Ngozi. Sorry. Thank you, Mom." It was the most amazing moment that Ngozi had ever wished and hoped for. Ngozi immediately hugged Kayla and apologized to him too for whatever problems she might have caused and promised to fill any vacuum and void that her presence might have caused in their home. As days passed by, their relationship improved. Kayla began to see Ngozi as a valuable addition to their family, and Emeka felt a sense of peace and happiness he hadn't experienced in a very long while. Eventually, Ngozi and Emeka had a beautiful ceremony surrounded by friends and family. Kayla stood by his father's side, proud and supportive. Together, they began a new journey of building a strong, loving family, proving that with patience, understanding, and love, one can conquer every problem and obstacle that come their way.